Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Alpha Life here. We are moving on to one of the second to last chapter for our Amar character series, and we are moving on to a battle cruiser. Finally, I have been able to get those level 3 missions with this character. I hadn't unlocked them, that's why it took a little bit longer, but absolutely worth it. And what ship are we going to be looking at? Well, it's going to be an amazing ship that I really enjoy, the Harbinger. Why do I like this ship quite so much? Well, because it gets a very good bonuses to medium energy turret activation cost, which means they are going to use less capacitor to activate the guns. Also, they get a 10% bonus to medium energy turret damage, and this is per skill level for a Mar battlecruiser, and as an alpha you can get them all the way up to level 4, so this is a 40% increase in those both. Plus a roll bonus. The command burst we're not interested in because we're alpha, we cannot use the command burst, but a 25% bonus to medium energy turret optimal range and fall off. And this is going to be absolutely amazing. This is really going to help us quite a lot, amazingly, a very big lot. So let's move on to the feat. And well, I already said it, we're gonna be running level 3 missions as usual, but why is this feat so special? Well, first let us start up in the high slots. Let me just get this window here if you want to check it out before I finish. We're gonna start off with what, 6 heavy anode particle stream ones. Why? Because they give us really good range, as you can see, from 19 to 30 kilometers with multi-frequency, and they give us really good damage. As you can see, we are at 427 damage, which is going to be really amazing. Next, for the mid slots, we're gonna move on to a 50 mn cold gas enduring Microwarpdrive. Why? Because it's gonna help us move fast around the rooms, and we really do want to move as fast as possible in between rooms. This is going to be a little bit slower than the Myrmidon that we were seeing in the Galente character, and a lot slower than the Hurricane that we saw in the Minmatar character, but I think this feat will absolutely make up for it because it just does so much damage with its guns. Next, let's move on to a large compact PV acid cap battery because we really do need help with the capacitor. It's really tough using it, and the lasers do still take a lot of capacitor. Another one of those, and we go down to a Tech 2 cap recharger to help us with that capacitor. Next, we're gonna move on to a Tech 2 medium armor repairer, a Tech 2 damage control, a reactive armor hardener. Again, remember, because in the missions we're gonna be running against different kinds of enemies that have different resistances and do different types of damage, we want this module in particular to help us adapt our resistances to whatever damage we're going to be taking. Then we're gonna move on to a capacitor power relay 2, again to help us with that cap stability, and 2 heat sinks 2. Finally, for the rigs, we're gonna move to 2 medium ancillary current routers 1, and 1 medium capacitor control circuit 1. And for the drones, we're gonna have a full flight of acolytes and a full flight of infiltrators. And of course, we're gonna get most of our damage from the actual turrets instead of from the drones. I also have in the cargo hold just a mobile tractor unit, but it might be a good idea to get ourselves some standard M ammunition. So let's go get that standard M. Standard M, let's get us 6 of those crystals. And yeah, let's simulate the feat to see how the cap stability will work on this one, because as you might know, the lasers do take quite a lot of capacitor. So with the micro warp drive on, we only get 4 minutes of capacitor. With the micro warp drive off, we actually get cap stability. And that's gonna be really important because we're gonna want to pull off range in the rooms, and after we have pulled off range, we're gonna want to shoot everything from afar. We don't have very good tracking, and we're gonna have a lot of trouble with smaller frigates and with the smaller rats, but this is going to be really great for longer range sniping. Basically, we're gonna do a lot of damage and we're gonna do it from far away, and the drones will help us. If any smaller rats come close to us, we're gonna be able to take them down thanks to the drones. That's why we have a flight of small drones and a flight of medium drones. So how are we going to be running these missions? let's begin with the agency. Go to agents and missions, and we're going to go to mission agents. Here we will go to security agents, and fortunately I'm already in the station where I want to run the my level 3 missions for the empire that I am running them, of course the Amara Empire, but in particular the Emperor family. So we're gonna copy the name of the mission, and we're gonna go to a page that I'm gonna leave the link for you in the description below, which is If University. I really do recommend it. And well, we're gonna paste it in the search bar, the name of the mission, and it's going to tell us what are we going to encounter, what damage they are going to do to us, and what damage we should resist. Fortunately, we're not gonna change our resistances, but we could change the damage that we do with the drones. However, because we only use lasers, we don't want to use anything else. We don't want to change anything. We want to make this activity as easy and as simple as possible, as relaxing as possible, because that's the reason why I like running these level 3 missions, because they are relaxed and easy, and they are a good time after running a lot of low sec or after running a lot of losses. So we're gonna move on. After checking if university accept the mission, on dock set destination, and of course we're gonna be using another destroyer to be able to salvage the wrecks, because we get some goodies from salvaging. I do think it's absolutely worth it. Some people don't, and as you might see, all my guns are ungrouped, and that's because I have just bought this ship yesterday, and well, I was really excited to start using it. So let's group them all together, put the Microwarpdrive there, the armor repair there, and the reactive there. And I'm gonna move on my things because I like to have them all a little bit more compact. That's it, everything nice and tidy. I'm gonna move on to the standard ammunition to see what ranges we can get, and well, 38 kilometers to 49 kilometers. So that's actually really amazing range, and we are definitely going to take advantage of that because, well, even though the missions shouldn't really be a problem and they shouldn't really be complicated, well, having long range for something is really, really useful, and applying our damage over long range is going to be really nice. The main problems I could see with this feat would be, for smaller ships if they get close to us, but as long as they are far away, we shouldn't really have any problems. So let's get the infiltrators into their group and the acolytes into their group. I like to have them in separate groups. And yeah, that really helps me a lot controlling them and making sure that, well, I bring out the necessary ones, and if anyone takes damage, well, I bring them back in and they are in their respective groups. So the thing is, we could have used two different ships for these level 3 missions. We could have used a prophecy or the Harbinger, but since we already made a drone boat in the Myrmidon for level 3 missions, I was thinking more of the Harbinger just because I wanted to be able to use those lasers and take advantage of the fact that they do not consume ammunition. The crystals are always going to be there, and we're not really going to have a problem with that. So we're gonna start applying damage. I'm gonna unlock one of these guys so that I can lock the frigate, the rogue agent, while I shoot down everything else. As you can see, we are definitely in good range. We're a little far away, but shouldn't really have any problems. So as you can see, we are absolutely done with this mission. It's been, well, really easy. It's a nice, easy mission, and we shouldn't really have any problem running any of the other ones. Now, I'm going to take a little bit of time to run a few more missions before we bring out our salvaging destroyer so that we can get, well, all of these little wrecks and get them, well, get some salvage out of them. get some stuff, and that stuff is going to be used by industrialists to manufacture actually rigs. So if you want to manufacture rigs yourself, you're gonna have to do the missions so that you can get, guaranteed rigs and guaranteed stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna cut the video here, run a few more missions, and get back to you guys for the Salvaging Destroyer. So, as you may be able to see, we are just exiting the Amar trade hub. Why? Because, well, we needed to buy and feed our salvaging cursor. As you all know, I was unable to run the level 3 missions before today. Today was actually the first day I've been running level 3s, and therefore the only day in which we require to have a cursor. So, while we are traveling, we're gonna take a good look at the feed and see what are we dealing with. It's a very simple, very cheap, very easy feat. Just 8 Salvager ones, a Microwarpdrive, a cap battery, and some capacitor power relays to help us with the capacitor, and that's it. We are not cap stable, we don't have to be, we don't have tank, we don't need to have it. And so, yeah, as you can see, it's a very simple shape, it's a very simple fit. It's mainly just for the salvaging itself. So let's go to our first location to get those nice, great wrecks. I'll see you in a few seconds. And now that we have made it, it's going to be very simple. We just lock everything up and start putting the salvagers on stuff. And that's it. We are going to wait around so that we can salvage everything. And well, I think I'm gonna make a quick run to just salvage all the missions we have run. I think I ran like 4 missions, and we got 6, 7 locations so that we could salvage. That's because some missions have several pockets and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead, salvage everything, and get back to you guys back in the station so that we can take a good look at the loot that we have made in this episode, which I think is going to be a very nice surprise. So I'll cut the video here and get to you guys over there. So we are done with our salvaging. We are back at the station. We've been doing this mission running. I am not in Amar because, well, I rejected a mission and was unable to continue doing missions with that agent, but it's okay. Just 2 jumps away, we got another person that was willing to give us level 3 missions. And that's the good thing about the agency. You will find interesting stuff and some other options if you screw one up like I did, rejecting a mission. So, we're gonna go take a look at the inventory, and as you can see, what we were able to salvage, I would say was absolutely worth it. It pretty much means that our coercer, our small little coercer, is pretty much paid for without any problem, without any doubt. I would say it's absolutely paid for. And yeah, we are really happy. I think it's worth it to salvage. Some people don't think it is, but that's up to you. And as for the Harbinger, well, I don't have anything in its cargo hold because we took it all out and put it in the item hangar, except the stuff from the first mission, which we left in the Amar hub just because we already had all our stuff there. So let's take a quick look at the item hangar, and you know what? I think I'm gonna empty the coercer. Now let's first check what we made from these missions. It was, remember, around 4 to 5 missions, and we got 21 million ISK. Now, the thing is, we had to do a mission that was going to lower our standings for the Galente Federation. And before we actually look at this stuff, let's take a good look into our Galente standing. So, as you can see, we did get a little bit of a hit. Which one? It's these ones for killing these few ships. So we got a little bit of a hit, 0.41. So with just 1 Sisters of Eve Epic Arc, we should get it right back and without any problems. But I didn't want to reject another mission just in case another mission person didn't want to give me any more missions. So we got 21 million ISK worth of loot plus the 2 million ISK worth of salvage, so we got around 24 million ISK, just by running a few level 3 missions. And again, remember, this is a really chill activity. I really enjoy it because it's really calm and we can do it rather easily and without having to go through the stresses of low sec. Of course, you need to be careful around the griefers and you need to be careful about them. But other than that, you shouldn't really have any problems running it. And I think I'm gonna try to get to do some Sisters of Eve missions. I would like to do that one, well, those, so that I can get the Sisters of Eve scanner probes. And yeah, and maybe I will do a video on that, but the missions are pretty much all the same for every agent, no matter who you're doing them with. So do not worry about that. The only difference is the LP store and what you can get out of it. So yeah, guys, please, if you haven't been enjoying the content that I am making, consider giving us a like. If you want to continue seeing this series and the next series, which will be for a Kalari character, please consider giving us a subscribe. We would really appreciate it. Well, I would really appreciate that a lot. If you find it in your heart, please leave us a comment. Let me know what you want me to do next. If there's any feats or any ships you want me to try, please do let me know, and I will be happy to, as long as it's within the budget, of course. And well, without further ado, thank you also very much for watching. This has been the Alpha Life. I am closing in the next episode the Amar side of the series so that we could move on to the Kaldari character. So yeah, guys, thank you also very much for watching. Thank you also very much for staying with me throughout my horrible editing and my terrible microphone. Guys, I appreciate you a lot. Thank you also very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.